So we just hit 600 subscribers, and I just wanted to say thank you again to everybody for your support and feedback and keeping me motivated and leaving comments, and again, just thank you. Alright, so this is a local consignment shop. Consignment shop is pretty much just like a thrift store, but instead of donating your stuff to them for them to get the profit, they take your stuff and sell it for you and just take a portion of it, and then you get some of it also, if that makes any sense. This is the layout of the place. It's actually really nice. This is like locally owned, and here we have a toilet. This is a talking toilet. I mean, it doesn't come up on the level of the Fearsome Flush, but they're keeping that 90s humor alive. Here are some Wii games. Here's Super Mario Galaxy. There's a bunch of 10-footers back there, and it's $4, and actually all these are $4, and I'm pretty sure all the games back there were complete. This game does have some water damage, like the manual is pretty much stuck shut. Here is a Spyro Skylanders alarm clock. This is actually awesome. Pretty cool. Here we have an Atari Flashback 5. This is like a plug and play for Atari, but you can plug in your own controllers and stuff. Pretty cool if you see one, lots of fun there. And the only thing I ended up picking up while I was there was Super Mario Galaxy. Again, there is some water damage here, but it's okay. This is a great game, and for $4, it was an absolute steal. If you don't have it, pick it up. This is a must-have game for the Wii. So I only went to a handful of yard sales this weekend, and only one of them I actually found video games at, and here's the ad here. They're advertising PlayStation, Xbox, and Wii. I don't actually have any footage for this because I forgot my glasses, so I'm just going to show you what it looked like. This is me rolling up to the sale. And when I got there was a Game Boy Advance SP. It was a 001 blue one just on the ground. Next to it was a PSP 1001 with some games. And then there were some 360 games next to that, like Gears of War 3 and 10 Foot of the Game or something. I can't remember any of the other games. And then next to that was a slim PS2. And then as I was looking at it, the lady brought out a basket of Wii games, and there was Mario Kart Wii in there, something like Wii Play, Buck Hunter, or whatever those games are called, and some others. And then, of course, the Wii console. So the things I ended up picking up from there were Mario Kart Wii. When I opened this up, there was actually Mario Kart Wii and a copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, so she gave me both for $10. Here is the case actually from last week, the one that I showed that I picked up then, because this one came in the other case, so it didn't have one, so I'm just going to put it right in here. And then, of course, it came with a steering wheel, which is now like a boat anchor tied to me. And then here is the Game Boy Advance. It was in beautiful shape on the inside. The outside does have a couple scratches. It charged perfectly. There's the case that it came with, and she just wanted $20 for all that. So I thought you really can't beat that. That's a pretty good, solid haul for just finding games at one yard sale. Okay, so now it's time for our weekly trip to Savers. Here's a third-party Wii wheel. Just stay away. Just stay away. Here's an Xbox for $10. It looks beat to hell, and the front tray cover is busted off. Here's a bag of 1980s Masters of the Universe action figures. I definitely was going to pick these up. Here's a car bed. I don't care how cool you think you are. Whoever is sleeping in this bed is cooler than you. That's all I'm going to say. Here is a Sonic All-Star Racing transformed remote control car. I would have picked this up if it had the remote like this. First of all, you see how this remote control is taped to the car? Whoever did that, put them in charge of every wave bird in the world. Here's a Tamagotchi game. Now the reason I showed this is because this is what intrigued me. To play with or without your Tamagotchi, I have no clue how you would sync them up. 90s were not that capable. And here is the video game rack. I must have got here just when they restocked this because this thing is stocked to the gills. So here's a copy of Red Dead Redemption. This is like mint. I did pick one up last week, but this is a million times better than the shape of that, so I'm going to pick it up. And here is Fusion Frenzy 2. I talked about this in the first episode, looking for to get this cheap. $5 is my price, so I'm definitely going to pick it up for that. And then there's some more stuff over here. The Heat. I never saw that movie. And we got some 10-footers down here. And then, of course, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Now, here are the 3 Burger King games. These games get a lot more hate than they deserve. They might not be amazing, but they're not the worst thing on planet Earth. Here is a Wii. I mean, look at this. $29.99 with just a power supply, both lids busted off, and nothing else. Get out of here. Just get out of here. Now, this is something you'll see at thrift stores probably regularly. Here are 2 of the exact same fajita makers, and one is $3.99 and one is $7.99. So, I mean, this just shows you the inconsistency with pricing. Here is an Easy Bake Oven. This is a newer model. It's definitely not one of the classic ones. Yeah, there it is. There's an Easy Bake Oven for you. Now here was a great find. These are two Xbox 360 controllers that were $4.99 a piece. They might be a little beat up, but I'm definitely going to pick them up for that. And this is actually a Crayon Maker. I don't know how it works. I'm going to guess it melts wax and puts into the shape of a crayon, but I just thought it was a cool thing to show. And then here are those Masters of the Universe figures. They came out to about 50 cents a piece. I was surprised that some actually had their accessories, and they just look to be in really nice shape. And then here are the games that I picked up. Fusion Frenzy 2 came complete. It even had the Xbox Live trial. And I didn't know, but this was actually either made or co-made by Hudson. Here is the Red Dead Redemption, even has the map. Again, just in very good shape, and I'm pretty sure those two games came from the same person because they were just in excellent shape. Now here's a Halo Reach controller. This was one of them that was $4.99 in the bag, and here's a blue one. Now this one might be a little worse for wear. I did clean both of these up, but I do have a security bit coming in the mail to open both of these, and I'm going to change both of the thumbstick covers, and we're going to see just how nice those turn out after I give them a little TLC. Alright, so here's Sunday morning at the flea market. I think it's funny that they have these three signs talking about, if you see knockoff items, let them know. That's how rampant, I guess, it's sold. It used to be sold over here. And it's just a beautiful day, bright and early, and they even waived the entrance fee, so I didn't have to pay the $1.50 to get in here. Okay, so this is the guy who I bought Silent Hill Restless Dreams from a couple weeks ago. He has a couple cool things here, nothing crazy. Here's a copy of Sonic Generations. That game is okay. Here's a copy of that UFC game for the Xbox. The problem with collecting for the original Xbox is not all of the games have the only on stamp, so trying to find the exclusives is kind of difficult. What else you got here? Here's a copy of the Simpsons game for PSP marked down from $10 to $6. This is another guy who I bought X-Men Mutant Academy 2 from a couple of weeks ago for $1. All of his movies and games are $1, and I found this copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee under a full screen copy of The Incredibles, and it even had a memory card that came with it. So $1 for that is a steal. Here's another guy who's just selling some 10-footers. There's M&M kart racing, just like random stuff that people have. I mean, most of the stuff has just been here for a while. It's probably baked in the sun. But he did have a copy of tennis, and I did need a copy of that because I found the box and manual for it last year at a flea market, and I just needed to complete it. This person was selling God of War 2, which is a real copy of a game, and then Champions Return to Arms, which is the sequel to Champions of Norath, but it's actually a bootleg. Can you see the Memorex in the middle of that disc there? Yeah, that's fake. This person's selling some pops, and he actually had Blake from the Workaholics line, which is the last one that I needed. I don't collect too many pops, but for $5, I don't ever see Blake, so I'm definitely going to pick him up. This is the guy who was selling his games for $3 or 2 for $5. Here is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. I actually didn't have this game. He actually has some pretty good stuff here. Here's Turok, here's Outlaw Golf. What else we got? There's Halo. I mean, $2.50 for those? That's not bad at all. Complete and in pretty nice shape. And then here's the other side of the table, which is PS2 stuff. Kind of more 10-footers here. But I mean, there's racing. That was there's some football games. Final Fantasy X is there. There's Gran Turismo, Burnout 2. I mean, $2.50. Come on. You can't beat that. And then this is the one that I actually didn't buy some of the stuff from last week, like the Punisher and Silent Scope. So I went back and I was going to buy everything that I didn't buy last week. Here's the Simpsons Game. It's complete in beautiful shape. This game is actually really fun. That's the PSP version. Here's tennis. Like I said, I needed it to complete the copy I had, and for $2 with it coming with the clamshell was a great price. Here's the Punisher. It was $6. Here's Silent Scope was $3. I passed on those last week. And then here's Blake from the Workaholics line. Again, this is the last one I needed and the only one that I almost never see. Okay, and then here's the rest of the stuff that I got there. This was part of that 2 for $5. Here's Monster Jam Maximum Destruction. I thought it was cool enough to pick up for $2.50, and this actually has a Marvel logo on it. I'm not sure what it has to do with that, but I think that's pretty cool. And then here's Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. This is also complete, and just a game that I wanted to have for my collection. The Monkey Ball series is amazing. It's so fun. It has so much replayability. And then here's that copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee. It didn't have a manual, but it is a black label case. And then here's the disc, which does have a scratch on the top, but it does work. And then there's the memory card, and I needed one more memory card. So that was actually a pretty nice haul overall from the flea market last week. And then lastly, I want to talk about this PlayStation 3 remote control. If you have any interest in getting one of these, get the Sony brand. This one's Bluetooth, and this is the actual official Sony remote control. Do not get the off-brand one. I bought the off-brand one, and it worked once, and then it stopped working, so I brought it back and exchanged it for that one. And then while we were there, my girlfriend picked up this Hedwig. This was in the clearance section. It's a Harry Potter plush. It looks awesome. Anyway, just a PSA. If you're going to get one, get the first-party one. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay nerdy.
Getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on, getting your nerd on.
I got a raging nerd on.